Alright, okay. The internet is cool. No, just kidding. The internet is awful. But you know what's worse? Programmer communities. And we're starting at the core of this brain rot, tech YouTube. There's an old saying, for every Vim using Chad, there's an equal and opposite VS Code guru ready to sell you a course. If you're getting programming advice and bro's hair looks like this, may God have mercy. More affiliate links than GitHub repos, more experience yapping on YouTube than writing actual code. The irony of a guru. Selling a dream they aren't even pursuing. Most of this content makes zero sense. Programming is not enough.
What? What the fuck?
No other occupation has this. Accountants accounting? That's enough. Chefs cooking? That's cool. Pakistanis and Indians beefing? That's expected. Programmers programming?
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
When these guys aren't being highly original on YouTube, they're probably on the next community, Tech Twitter. There's only two words I can use to describe Tech Twitter. Open defecation. Build in public, learn in public, defecate in public. You're not a solopreneur, bro. You're unemployed. Your SaaS product is cloud storage e-waste. You're indie hacking yourself to homelessness. Moving to Asia with a MacBook and saying, the American dream is dead. Oh, the West has fallen. Yeah, that's not a personality trait. It's called skill issue. For the actual content itself, it's not that much different to the rest of Twitter. If it's not rage bait, it's hot takes. If it's not hot takes, it's Boomer yelling at clouds. Or my personal favorite, the junior dev motivational speaker. But at least Twitter users try and make their own content. Imagine a place where the content is Twitter screenshots with a superiority complex. Programming Reddit. On a platform with such amazing communities,
Yeah, boy.
this is somehow the worst. It used to be a place where you could talk resumes, interviews, promotions, career questions. Nowadays, it's a bunch of doomers that feel entitled to Google salaries with Udemy-level skills. There's always something new to doom about. Layoffs, mediocre AI, ADHD, university, Joe Rogan. There's always someone or something to blame, instead of looking in the mirror and realizing they spend 8 hours a day on Reddit. This is what happens when a generation picks their career the same way they pick their mental illnesses and role models from TikTok. Now imagine if these people were actually employed. Team Blind, a fantastic community where the average user has more fingers than friends. If you ever wondered how Belle Delphine bathwater sold out, now you don't. You see, 20% of the incels fund 80% of the e-girls. What more can you expect from a community that coined this term? But beyond materialism, you can also find racism, misogyny, and whatever this is. Team Blind makes 4chan look like an intellectual discussion forum. Linux communities. Linux communities are great. Welcoming to newcomers. Detailed wikis. Clear pipeline to fascism. Amazing wallpapers. But in every biryani, there is always an elachi, the arch Linux community. It's like if the jocks from high school kept their confidence, but lost their gym membership. I'm just playing. The arch Linux community is just deeply misunderstood. Most of the frustration is newbies not realizing the sheer learning curve and using the forums as a personal Google search. RTFM is actually pretty good advice, and the phrase, I use Arch by the way, is entirely ironic meta-humor. The same way Atif Aslam and Arijit Singh can bring together all Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and Indians. The Linux community brings all the tech bros together. Alright, enough wholesomeness. Honorable mentions. Tech TikTok, where you can find video evidence why layoffs were necessary. Hacker News, where boomers with failed startups discuss failing startups. Medium, where you can read the official docs paraphrased by a junior dev. r/webdev. The web dev community that bans discussion around web dev technology. Stack Overflow. It's like they're all cosplaying as your alcoholic teacher from high school, who, to be fair, happens to code really well. Duplicate thread, by the way. Communities are just groups of people, and just like any group of people, you're gonna have weird people, furry people, Stallman people, cool people, funny people. But my favorite people of all time? People that use the sponsor of today's video, Brilliant.org. Brilliant is an app and website with an amazing collection of lessons on math and science. I love learning, but the biggest bottleneck for me is finding time. Most of the material online is designed like university lectures, where the learning style is super academic and time-consuming. I've recently been trying to learn animation, and one of the core concepts in animation is physics, but I couldn't find the time to learn both animation and physics at the same time. That's where Brilliant came in. You see, lessons on Brilliant are concise, and the material is super engaging. Brilliant also uses spaced repetition and a bunch of other learning techniques, like visual learning, quizzes, diagrams, so you can grasp new material and quickly apply it. Now, instead of doom scrolling on Twitter, I can get through a quick physics lesson. When I'm working through my animation course, I can understand a lot of the underlying fundamental physics ideas. This has made learning so much more fun, natural, and a part of everyday life. Don't believe me? You can get started with Brilliant for free for 30 days. That's brilliant.org/bigboxsui. The link is in the description. You'll also get 20% off the annual subscription. Thank you so much to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. And thank you for your time. I am Big Box.